1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, everyone. Hey. Hello, everyone. Why is nobody sitting in the room over in here? What's up with that? There's all these empty seats over here. How you doing? Come on. Va dancing. Oi. So come on in and enjoy this. We're going to be playing jazz with beautiful Caribbean rhythms. Can they hear me out there? Is this thing on? Low, testing. Come on out. Anyway, they used to do this all the time in the old days. They would say, how many people from this place? How many Vermonters here today? Come on. Oh, that's what I want to hear. Okay. How many people from the Bronx? Oh, yeah. You from the Bronx, serious? Brooklyn in the house. Staten Island. Listen to that. Nobody from Queens. What's that back there? Staten Island? Suffolk County. Hey, how about Nassau County? Not so bad. Nobody, who said Brooklyn? Somebody say Brooklyn? Brooklyn, all right. Staten Island? Nobody from Queens, oi. Half Queens, oi. Okay, well, we're gonna play some music for you. We hope you enjoy it. You know, it's been 10 years since we've been here. It's been a minute. So a lot of changes in music and all of that. I've gotten older and wiser. What happened? He had hair back then. So you will be hearing this evening, you will be listening to Mr. Brian McCarthy on the alto and tenor saxophone. Come on, come on! Everybody in this band lives in Vermont now. All right, on the drums, we're so excited to have the workingest drummer in Vermont. Give it up for Caleb Bronze on the drums. Caleb Bronze, yes indeed. Who else is back there? I'm gonna leave you for last, homie. On the congas, give it up for Scott Dean on the congas. And we're so happy to have this young man joining us again. He was with the band many years ago, but he left Vermont for many years to move to New York City to work on the stage of the music that he helped to develop for a show called Hadestown. We're so happy to have him back. That's Robinson Morse on the bass. So, as many of you might know, I do host a Friday night show on Vermont Public called Friday Night Jazz. And so sometimes I mix a lot of the Afro-Caribbean stuff in there, so you will be hearing that today. We will be playing compositions by great American jazz artists, and we're going to mix it up. It's like we're going to serve it up to you, the great jazz tunes, but we're going to put some rice and beans and a steak with onions, done Caribbean style for you. Is this microphone on? Y'all awfully serious up in here. Come on now, y'all serious? You want to hear some good music? Come on. Oh, I didn't mention him? Oh my God, I missed him. He's the most important guy. This is my manager on the piano. Oh my God, Michael, how could I do? Now this guy, oh my God, what was that? Security, table 5. This guy on piano is probably the workingest cat in Vermont, more so than even Caleb Bronze, more so than me, more than Brian. He's everywhere. And he's quite the musician, composer, and music producer. We're so happy to have him. He currently lives in Vermont as well. Give it up for Michael Hardigan on the piano. I am so sorry. So dig, man. When I played this stage the last time, which was like 2009 or 10, one of the guys in the band showed up in shorts. So, yeah, you dig. So then I went and I wrote a letter last night. Hey, man, we got the show, no shorts, please. And I said, dress nice. What did I say? Dress nice. Look good. I know that I look like I should be working, what's that guy's name? Jimmy Buffett? I should be working with Jimmy Buffett's band right now. I dig it. I can dig it. But, man, look what Michael Hardigan wore. Check this dude out. Oh. My man came prepared. Enough of that. We're going to start out with a composition by one of the great jazz trumpet innovators and composers of all time, Mr. Woody Shaw. This is something called Sweet Love of Mine. One, two, oh, one, two. All right. You like the sound of that? So if you want to like move, because you know I was like the only one moving on the side over here, you can still move to this music. You know, when I first moved to Vermont, one thing that I noticed, because I've been here now 17 years. Oh, Ray Vega. That's something. So when I got here 17 years ago, the band would be killing, and the front row of the audience had this look on their face. Oh, okay. And I'm like going, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to try to have some fun. So if you know how I run the radio program, I just like to bring people in and have them enjoy themselves, listen to the music, and I really believe that this music transports you to a good place in your heart and your mind and your spirit and your soul. And if you want to clap for that, that's okay. Come on now. We living in some times, we need some transporting, baby. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're going to do a composition by the great Mr. Miles Davis. You know who Miles Davis is? All right. They got it, Miles Davis. And Victor Feldman. They don't know Victor Feldman that much. Victor Feldman was actually a British piano player that wound up on the west coast of the United States, and he helped Miles during the early part of the 1960s. So this is a composition titled 7 Steps to Heaven. Oh, did you like that one? So let me just tell you a little bit. The glorious thing about playing this music on a beautiful night like this. Because look at this. When we were driving down, we were going, oh, this is going to get rained out. You had to see what was happening in Shelburne and South Burlington. It was just buckets. And I said, I don't think so. I thought we were going to do it in the town hall, which is beautiful. But this is so much nicer. So what makes it all the more glorious is that everyone here on this stage resides right here in Vermont. We're not coming in from New York State. Yeah, I lived in New York 17 years ago. I moved there when I was, I don't want to give you my age. Anyway, it's been a long time. So all to say, if you want to listen to good quality jazz, you don't really have to go too far. We have great musicians right here on this stage. Give it up to all the great musicians that you're going to hear during this series. Okay, it's important. We need your support. It's important to keep the arts alive. The arts in our community is what raises the quality of life across the board. And I'm a big advocate of that. Right now, we're going to do a composition written by one of the great composers. His name was Juan Tisol. Now you might say, I don't know that guy. Juan Tisol was a valve trombonist, originally from the island of where my parents are from. My parents are from Puerto Rico. As you can see, Boricua en la casa. No, you're lying to me. Who's the Boricuas up here? Yo, what's up? Sorry, let's have a little decorum here. Sorry, folks. We're still in Vermont. Anyway, so my hat has a Puerto Rican flag over here. This is not an American flag with a bunch of stars and stripes missing. It's a Puerto Rican flag. My parents came to the United States in the latter part of the 1940s. And I'm very proud of the legacy of the people that came during the 1920s. They started right after the Jones Act when they became American citizens. And they fought in World War I, World War II. I have family members that fought in all of the war up until presently. But Juan Tisol from San Juan, Puerto Rico, befriended the great Duke Ellington when he was living in Washington, D.C. And he became part of the Duke Ellington Orchestra and stayed there for many years. And he was responsible for composing many tunes for the orchestra. And this is one of the tunes that is quite famous, and we hope you enjoy it. It's called Caravan. All right, isn't this breeze amazing? Oh my God. Is this breeze amazing? Come on, folks. Yes? Yes, it's beautiful. Come on now. So, that was Caravan by Juan Tizol. Now, I see some folks over there dancing. I'm so proud of that. But I'm not seeing very many other people. You know, I mean, that's the beauty of Afro-Caribbean, Latin jazz, whatever you want to call it, Afro-Cuban jazz, is it is jazz with a danceable vibe to it. And so I know Vermonters know how to dance because since I got here 17 years ago, I've been watching you folks dancing. So here's what I have to say about that. Come on, gentlemen. Now, I'm gonna show you a couple of things. I'm gonna show you something. This is something that I realized, I'm calling it the Vermonter. Notice there's no T on Vermont. It's not Vermonter, it's a Vermonter. Can you say Vermonter with me? Come on now. Come on, say it like you mean it. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So this is what the deal is with the Vermonter dance. I learned this many years ago doing gigs with Cat Wright and also with Scrippo Funk Band and a whole host of other bands here. There's one groove that y'all got going. It doesn't matter what the groove is, y'all gonna do this dance. Okay, so just for us, let's do a, what's that now? I'm gonna teach y'all a dance. I'm gonna teach you a dance. Watch me now. I got the steps, you know what I'm saying? You know, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about dancing on the two side of the clave, you know, like, nah, none of that, man. It's easy, bro. Bros and, there's a guy I follow online. He goes, bros and brosettes and everybody else. This is for everybody. So this is the whole thing. We're gonna play a nice, comfortable blues in F, a swinging blues in F. A 1, 2, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm gonna show you the step. Come on, y'all have seen it, y'all have done it. Now we need to embrace the reality of, you two are gonna do it right now. I want y'all to do it. Yes, you could throw your hands up in the air. You could just go like this. Okay, so we're gonna try that again. But now we're gonna do, let's play some funk in E. I said funk in E. 1, 2, 2, bam! Did it work? You know you've done it, you've seen it, and you've done it. Everybody else here has done the Vermonter at one point or another. Okay, how about y'all over there? They're going, no, we've never done that. We dance on the two side of the clave. No, it ain't like that. No. How about the last one? Just a regular, a C7, like a salsa C7. 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I lying or dying? Because y'all have all done that at one point or another. So all y'all have done it. You're a proud Vermonter right there. So all I'm saying is, you don't have to, people get so nervous, oh, I just can't dance. I've got 2 left legs and left feet. I just can't. Baloney. Everybody can do it. This is just like, when I came up, there was a dance by Chubby Checker called a twist. Don't be fronting. Everybody here who's my age were dancing a twist. Don't even start that with me. Okay, come on, baby, let's do this. And everybody was going like this. A little Puerto Rican in the South Bronx dancing Chubby Checker. And I turned into Chubby Vega. But anyway, so if you hear some rhythms that you like, you can get up and move. It's okay. Nobody's going to put the camera on you and go, I think I'll put this on the YouTube channel so everybody can see. Nobody cares. And if it does go on, and I will block all of your faces off. It's okay. So we're gonna do something by one of the great masters of jazz, Mr. John Coltrane. Anybody? Come on, John Coltrane. So dig. This is a composition that's from a very rare recording that Coltrane put out in the middle part of the 1960s. It was called the Africa Brass Sessions, and it had a lot of great musicians on it. It was a large brass ensemble with the John Coltrane Quartet, and this is something called Africa. And if you want to do the Vermont up in here, welcome to it. You know, I worked with Tito Puente for many years, a great percussionist. We came to Vermont many times, but Tito would always go to the audience and tell them, "Did you feel it?" And he would go, "Did you feel it?" Then he would go, "They felt it better in Plattsburgh." Oh, no, but I want to, no, sorry about that. I will not do that. I live here. I don't need to get cut in the supermarket. You were that guy making fun of us. You know, while I'm in Hannaford's looking at tomatoes. You're a Flatlander, right? No, I'm just kidding, Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, this is something very beautiful by the one and only Herbie Hancock. Ooh, you all like Herbie Hancock, right? This ain't Rocket. Dun, dun. No, it's not Rocket. This is something very pretty called Butterfly. I saw some people want to go, Vermont. Yo, so, I'm telling you, man, I started some new stuff up here. Y'all are gonna be all doing it, and you're gonna say, yo, that fat Puerto Rican from the South Bronx and stuff showed us a new dance that we've been dancing for hundreds of years. Because if we did some of that folk music, you know, some I could do that, you know what I'm saying? Square dancing, Vermonter. Salsa, Vermonter. Somebody said no for square dancing. You seen some of the square dancers around here? You know what I'm saying? Swinger Parker, those don't just. And we're gonna do. Sorry, folks. We're gonna do an original composition by yours truly. This is a tribute to the community that I grew up in the South Bronx in New York City. We had a major thoroughfare that went through the borough of the Bronx. It was called 3rd Avenue, and that's where your parents would go to buy you the clothes for school, and when they would dress up kids for Easter. Remember that used to be a thing? They don't do that no more. No drum here, no. You know, just don't do that anymore. You know, buying school supplies. There's a movie theater there. They had a record shop. The movie theater, I would go there, you know, in the summer when I was like, you know, feeling like a young, 130 pounds lighter and stuff like, yeah, girl, what up? Yeah, you know, it was beautiful. It was, you know, a great rite of passage thoroughfare in the South Bronx. So it's called 3rd Avenue, but all the Puerto Ricans in the neighborhood called it La Tercera, which means the third. So this is La Tercera. And this is a real Vermonter dance, a vehicle, yes. Give it up for Caleb Browns on the drums. Scott Dean on the congas. Brian McCarthy on the saxophones. Michael Hardigan on the piano. Robinson Morse on the bass. Yours truly, wait a minute, hold it. I hope you like the music. Okay. If you didn't like the music, my name is Arturo Sandoval. Okay. Ray Vega from South Burlington, Vermont in the house. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, everyone. Get home safe. I don't want to wait another 10 years before we come back. No more. We got to come back sooner. Thank you very much. Middlebury, y'all is okay. And don't forget, Ray Vega, the Vermonter, yo. Good night. Thank you, brother.